Hi, I'm Jim Blair with Bee Cave Drilling. Over the years, I've shown you many ways that you can keep your water system from freezing up. Things like insulating your pipes, using a freeze miser to let the cold water out, and using a space heater in your pump house so it won't freeze up. But today I want to show you a new way that I guarantee will work. You will not freeze up as long as you follow the instructions. And this will work even if you don't have pipe insulation, a freeze miser, or a heater. Okay, the secret to making this work is to take a water hose from your faucet and dump the water back into your well. As long as you sit there and circulate water down into that well and pump it back up, the water system cannot freeze. In the area that I service here in Central Texas, the groundwater is 68 degrees. If you open up a faucet and put 4 or 5 gallons a minute back down that well, I don't care what temperature it is outside, this system is not going to freeze up. So today I want to show you very simply how you can recirculate the water from your water system back into the well. That way you're not wasting any water. Okay, now we need to take water out of our water hose and dump it back into our well. But how you do that depends on the type of wellhead you have. If you have a wellhead that looks like this, it's called a pitless adapter. There's usually bolts that hold the lid on. Just take those off and then take your water hose without turning the water on yet, run it down in there. Now, you're going to see some wires down in there. Run it 4 or 5 feet in, get it past all those electrical wires. Then you're going to want to take a trash bag and put over this and kind of tape it up a little bit just so that nothing can contaminate your water. Now, make sure you don't get it too tight because you need to let air in so that this well needs to breathe when the pump turns on and off, let air in and out. So just put that over there kind of gently, but in a way that the wind won't blow it off. Now, if you have this style of wellhead, this is called a steel sleeve or a well seal. This is kind of the standard, most of the wells that we have here in the Central Texas area. You're going to see something called a well seal on the top of that. And it's holding up the drop pipe. This is the pipe that goes down to the pump. You also have a hole here for your electrical wire. It'll have different types of conduits, maybe an electrical box mounted on top of it. But right beside those is a third hole called a vent hole. It's a 1/2 inch thread there. And a lot of times you'll see a blue plug in that. A lot of them will have a vent sticking out of them, just screwed in there right there. Sometimes that vent is a big candy cane looking vent like this. Remove the vent. It's the first thing you need to do. Then go down to the hardware store and get you some components to build you one of these. This is a 3/8 inch clear vinyl hose. They sell it at pretty much every hardware store. Don't get the 1/2 inch. 3/8 is the biggest that will fit in this hole. Get you a hose adapter and a hose clamp and build you one of these. Then you can just simply take off that vent and stick this down in there. Connect your water hose to it. Run that down in there. Now take some tape and tape that on there so it won't blow out when you turn the water on. Now the other end of this hose, you need to connect to a raw water source. Any faucet that doesn't have treated water, no softened water, chlorinated water, water that's gone through an RO system, things like that. Of course, you could go through a filter, but we don't want to chemically change the water that we're putting back in the well because we don't want to contaminate the water source for other people. It's actually illegal in the state of Texas to do that. So let's make sure we got raw water going back in there. Once you get that running, you open that up, 3 or 4 gallons a minute flowing back down that well. That's going to cause that well pump to kick on and bring that warm 68 degree water back into your water system, and you just let that circulate throughout the entire cold snap. I guarantee you it's going to work. Now, if you're worried about it, you might open up that faucet a little bit more. If it's crazy cold out here and the wind's blowing like crazy, open that faucet up and let it out. You're not wasting any water, you're just circulating it. If you happen to get too much water flowing, you might notice that you're getting low water pressure in your house. If that happens, just go close the faucet a little bit. If this does not keep your water system from freezing up, I don't know what will. Just make sure the power stays on because this will all freeze up if that pump shuts off. But if you can't figure out how to get your hose to dump water back into the well and you have one of these storage tanks, I'm going to show you how you can keep it from freezing up. This also will work on your rainwater collection systems. Just take your hose, get you a ladder, open up the top, and run this hose up into the top and turn on the faucet and circulate that water through that storage tank. It's a great way to keep your water system from freezing up. Now, it may not protect the riser pipe, the fill pipe of that storage tank, but it'll protect all the really important things to keep you from freezing up. This is just another way that we're here to help you keep your water system flowing. Thank you for letting us be your well man.